I realized that content creation is a full-time job. I really struggled balancing work and content creation. I was really hard on myself. I felt like a failure.
Why is it you didn't have your on yourself? You felt like a failure.
I was hard on myself.
Why?
Because that's how I felt.
So that's why the topic comes in.
Yes.
Okay.
How?
You didn't tell me all this.
Cut. We are back and we are better. We do apologize for the long wait. I realized content creation is a full-time job. I really struggled with balancing work and content creation. I was hard on myself. I felt like a failure. Now that we are back, today we're talking about things we'd do if we knew we wouldn't fail. What would you do?
Honestly speaking, I couldn't think of anything. But I think if I wasn't afraid of failing, I would have had my own YouTube channel a long time ago. Maybe post a lot on TikTok, on Instagram, and all social media platforms. But because of the fear of failure, I think I don't do such things because I'm scared of being judged by other people. How about yourself, Wendy?
Wow, I would be very problematic because I'd want to do everything all at once, even the things that I'm not good at. But because I know better, I do better, all that self-awareness business. But to be honest, I think I would go for something I'm passionate about, because I would know that success is guaranteed. I would know how much money I would make or the profits that I would yield. The lifestyle that I want would be guaranteed. So yeah, I would basically live my life without any worry or anxiety. I think I would live my truest self. Not to say I'm not living my truest self right now, but I feel that it would come naturally. I wouldn't have to remind myself that to be authentic. Yeah. This is very difficult for me to talk about.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ask me. I am ready to tell you to start crying on the camera. About a tissue.
Can you share a time or experience where you felt like a failure?
Like I think in those few months that I've been in, I've been feeling like a failure because I've been trying to apply for different jobs and I've been getting rejected. Especially I've been trying to apply for like aviation. There's a Dubai aircraft companies, and every time I do get the callbacks, I go there, but I keep on failing. And the fact that I don't know what I'm failing at and I don't know the reason why they're not choosing me, I think it makes me feel like a failure. So it's still something that I'm really struggling. And the fact that you don't really get any feedback from them, it hurts a lot. And it's so disappointing because you keep on trying and apply, and you have to wait for like 3 months before you apply again. It's so heartbreaking, and I always feel like I fail every time because I've been failing them. Yes, that is my experience. Okay, Wendy, it's your turn. You can tell us about the time or experience where you felt like a failure, you felt like you were failing.
When I decided to start my second degree, I was very excited in the beginning, finally doing something that I wanted to do, which was different and challenging. What motivated me was that because I was a self-funding student, I was doing this on my own. But fast forward, I'm not doing well, I'm not coping, I'm putting in the hours, I'm trying like new study techniques because what I had used in the past was clearly not working in the real school. This type of failure hit me hard because it was also affecting my pocket since I was a self-funding student. What was sometimes difficult for me was accepting how I went from an excelling student to a student who was just average and sometimes barely making it.
So, how do you deal with failure?
The first step for me was to accept that I'm losing money, and secondly, that there is a possibility that I have or I may have made the wrong choice in terms of choosing what to study.
From your past experience, what lesson did you learn and what do you think you would have done differently?
First of all, I had to reflect and adopt like a growth mindset. And from that, I was able to like remind myself or motivate myself rather to finish what I had started. Um, and yeah, I started seeing things change a bit.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. Would I have done things differently? I think the answer would be no, because at the time I think I exhausted all ways. I knew I could win, and I tried my best in everything. And I think from that whole experience, I learned that sometimes things happen and it's okay, and you need to just grow from it. So, yeah, definitely allowing yourself to feel and grieving your losses
And not being in denial.
and not being in denial. Yeah, I think that's a big one. Yeah.
I feel like personally, I don't think I've learned any lesson besides to do more research. Because I've been trying to do more research, but I keep on failing anyways. I think putting everything in God's hand. But it's trying to not isolate myself, because sometimes I just, when I'm sad or when I'm going through something difficult, I just try to be low, and then I feel like it's the end of the world. And when you're failing,
So, after accepting and learning from your mistakes, I also found that returning to self and practicing self love was also like a good way to get over failure. Because sometimes we are very hard on ourselves as people. We compare ourselves to others and we beat ourselves when we're low. And you would expect that others will beat us when we're low, but it's usually your own self. Um, yeah, so what are other ways that you think, you know, you could do as a way to practice self-love?
I think beside maybe doing yoga and doing things alone, you can be around people that are very positive. Like it's a very good thing having positive people around you that are motivating you. And just because you failed one goal, you go back to another one, try another one, or you can go back and keep on trying. I think to be goal orientated, it's a very good thing, so that you don't lose focus. Because failing something doesn't mean it's the end of the world.
It's not, yeah.
It's not. Life goes on, guys.
And you even find that there are other things that are going well in your life. And this is just like one obstacle of a bigger plan, you know? And you look
Yeah.
back and you're just like, what was I thinking? I was hard on myself.
Yeah. But I also think when you going through those things, you find more opportunities, guys. Honestly speaking, because you meet different people in those situations,
Exactly.
and then you also learn from them. You get opportunities to be around different people and gain different experiences. Besides failing, just focus on more positive vibes than negativity, because it becomes so difficult when you focus on negativity, because you feel stuck and you feel like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So go out, be with people, just be happy.
And also see what works for you. If being with people works for you, then do that. But if isolation and spending time alone, being in prayer or meditation works for you, then you do that. But if you've been doing any of the things and they don't work, try the opposite thing. So, yeah, things like hobbies, try on new hobbies because you meet people and you never know what you're going to learn from the next person. Yeah. Also, you know, when you spend time in isolation, it helps you figure out what you want to do next, you know? And
who you are, basically. What is your definition of return to self?
Practicing self-love. I know maybe for other people would be, you know, returning to their faith. So that could mean something, but also returning to your faith is a way of love, where you prioritize on yourself, on being better. Because I feel like before you even jump on the next goal, you need to be okay. You need to feel motivated to go back.
But I also feel like having something to believe in, it gives you hope. Like, I'm not saying believe in God or believe in anything, but having something that you believe in, because it keeps you going.
Yeah, definitely. And something that I also find helps is like, you know, reaching out to people that love you, you know, reaching out to your community, because those people have your back no matter what. So if the isolation thing doesn't work, then reaching out to those people would be your best bet. When you reach out to those that love you and your community, those people will be more than happy to help you because they have your back no matter the weather. Yeah, and sometimes as people we usually struggle with asking for help. So it's a good place to start. If you are shy, you know, and you know that, I'm not doing so well, whether it's at work or at school, if you start with people that love you and you speak about it, they're gonna give you direction on how to like handle the situation. By the time you meet that boss or you meet that lecturer, you've gained enough confidence to share what you're struggling with. So asking for help is always like a good thing. Okay.
So I feel like after you've asked for help and that you can revisit your goals again, then start planning for the future because life doesn't stop and wait for you. So you can go back to your goals, skip plan A, go to plan B and try it out. Maybe it might work out better for you. Sit down with yourself and write your goals. You never know. Life might change. Might be a millionaire in something.
That's it, everyone. That is all we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye guys. See you next time.